Sorry, my last video clicked off before I'd sort of finished, but well, my computer's loaded wrong again. I had a different picture. Anyway, keep going with what we got. It's all sort of wobbly now. Ooh. It's not about, it's not about me solving the world's problems. I think things bugging people all the time, things worrying people. The other thing's password management. The way we're inflicted upon daily to spend hours upon hours to just log into shit, And who remembers their passwords all the time? Who has, money to spend on password managers and all this sort of stuff? And who's to say they're secure, I don't know if any system's perfect, but I think probably the best way to do it. Say you have a laptop. Before you can open it, like it has a little lock on it. Before you can open it, a bit like Mission Impossible, those secret spy laptops. I think this is how they should be sold. It just has a little thumb scanner, and it doesn't just scan the thumbprint; it scans your temperature. So it scans your thumbprint, scans your temperature, and it knows who it is opening the laptop. And then everything on that computer should be accessible without logging in. It should all go through that initial thumbprint, So when you close the laptop, sign off, it all closes off. But as soon as you're into the computer, it should just log into everything, have it all just log in. That would save so much stress, forgetting passwords, logging in, two-factor authentication. Just have a thumbprint that senses your thumbprint and your temperature, and as soon as you get your laptop, the initial setup is put your thumb on it and it sets it all up. So they just save all the problems. You could do it on your computer at home, just have it so it won't come on unless you put your thumb on it, and it does the same thing, on your desktop computer. So if you're going to worry about all the security stuff, I suppose we'd like to think in the future people will just have their privacy respected and people won't try and steal from each other. So, we won't have to have all this security all the time, You can leave your doors unlocked so everyone will think, oh, what has he got that I haven't got? I'll just leave him have his stuff and I'll have my stuff, and I don't need to steal his things or break into his bank accounts or look into all his personal information. I can just go talk to him at the door and get to know him, and basically I'm getting the real deal, not the fake virtual version, which is all an act, really. All this is just an act, coping with the situation, So you're not seeing the real person. I'm really a happy, fun sort of harlequin, really. I'm not this boring bullshit dickhead that you always see in front of a computer screen, trying to deal with these problems all the time. So yeah, look, I'm not trying to solve all the problems. I'm just raising a bit of awareness. I don't expect things to change overnight, but I think things have to get a bit better with computers. They're going to become an integral part of our life, which they're sort of becoming more to the point where we're almost dependent on them, really. Probably in the last 5 years it's become that way. I know I tend to probably use them more than others because I was stuck at home. I was housebound for a few years, so I really decided to get a computer and be interested in it. Before that, I never even really had much to do with them. I just mostly played music at home and did a bit of schoolwork on the computers at school. I didn't really have a computer myself. I couldn't afford one. So when I was at uni, I couldn't afford a computer. They were several $1,000s. I didn't have enough money for one. So yeah, just take that into consideration that we're not trying to run down technology companies, or we just want to be a bit better respected as customers. You know, we're buying your product. We're basically putting bread on the table for you people. I'm not just talking about myself. I'm talking about hardworking people that have families and are doing their best to just get by. You know, they don't want to hassle with computers all the time. A lot of people have to do it for their job. You know, they're constantly having to log into shit all the time, back and forth, doing stuff. And I know people want to share computers. Maybe you could have a multi-thumbprint thing so it accepts 2 or 3 different thumbprints. So if you have a family of 3 people, they can all log in or something. But I think it's just the easiest way to do it. And that way, if you have one that does the temperature as well, no one's going to cut someone's finger off and scan it on then, because they have to have the temperature. A cold finger won't work. So I think it's a solution. I mean, there's always going to be slight pitfalls, but in a respectful society, which hopefully we're working more towards, I don't think there'd be any problems just having a thumbprint until we really do just accept each other as friends and we can just all get along and not actually have to fuck each other over. So yeah, it'd be nice if we can live towards that goal. You know, starts with, you know, finding happy marriages for each other and being in love, and just doesn't have to be all gaily walking down the street in love. It just means you see someone, you're not going to try and run them over. You know, you're just going to try and get to know them or say hello, or you don't have to get to know everyone, just in your community, or you know. And often we ignore each other or are scared of each other, and yeah, I think there was a time when people were a bit more friendly. It was sort of, you know, as public transport's come around and cars and computers and it's all this sort of isolation. You know, we're isolating ourselves from our people. We're travelling longer distances, and we say it's social media, but mostly we're doom scrolling ads. You know, it's not really. How is that really solving social problems, or surely making a lot of money for a few people that probably can't even spend that money, or waste it on programs that blow up in space or whatever. You know, what's the purpose of going to Mars? It's a dead planet. Just get over it. Work on making Earth better and more sustainable. You know, in a climate crisis, and some of us are having to become superheroes to protect the world. We shouldn't have to. We should be lost in a beautiful natural surroundings, surrounded by beautiful animals, in love with each other, and enjoying life. And that's the thing I keep aiming towards, is that kind of future. If I have to turn the planet Kryptonian, I bloody well will. To get what I want out of life. I haven't had anything since basically 20 years old. Everything's just gone to rubbish because of all drugs and technology and, you know, pollution, and not all doom and gloom. Like, there has been good moments, but my adulthood got totally shattered with all these different elements that really, I think, were just administrated wrong. And even just the misspending of money is just shocking. You know, like, expecting people to live on $500 a week is, you know, really not very logical anymore. You know, you need several thousand to get by, and, you know, work for your luxuries, I think. But and, you know, we'd have a better. The people further down the rung who are interested in the environment would have more of a say. You know, they'd be, instead of suffering in the streets, dying, they'd be out there working to propagate new plants and rebuild deserts and doing all the good stuff to help stuff, instead of whinging on Facebook or whatever I'm doing. We'd be out there tackling these problems. We can't rely on just different companies that don't really care. You've got to find the people who have the heart to do it, you know. Anyway, that's 10 minutes. Yeah, just, you know, you don't have to censor us or block us off or anything. Just let us say it comes from the heart, from a loving place. So, and it's not just loving for ourselves; it's loving for everyone. You know, I care about everyone in the world, so I see it as just one fun, happy place to be for everyone. You know, it doesn't have to. People don't have to miss out. You know, like, if human beings can find happiness, then we can foster that onto animal kingdom and help them too become happier in their lives, because they see and feel the world like we do. So, anyway, Hare Krishna.